together. At least you.
And welcome back to Red Card. I'm your host, Anthony Toter. And as I said, without further ado, our special guest from FC Dallas, Walker Zimmerman. Walker, welcome to Red Card, my friend.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you on. Walker, let's talk first and foremost about the season you and your teammates are having. I got to tell you, the state of Texas with two teams, Houston and Dallas, right now are two of the top teams in MLS. What is working for your team? What is clicking? And what do you see that you guys need to work on to get over the hump and win it all this year?
Yeah, we've had obviously a great start so far. Been in first place for most of the season. And I think it all started in the season. We really put in the work. We really started training really hard from the very beginning. And the team right now is extremely good on and off the field, and I think that's a big reason for our success.
You're just breaking up a bit, but that's great to hear that. Walker, let's talk about your first goal Saturday. Congratulations on that, young man. And also, it was a milestone. It was the 800th regular season goal for the club and the 1,000th MLS player to score in regular season. What a goal to score your first one with all those other stats included. Talk about it.
Yeah, it was a really special moment for me. Obviously, having a clutch goal that late in the game to tie it up was a great feeling. And then also my parents, my friends were in the stands. And so it was really special to have my parents from Atlanta, Georgia, down for the game and to witness that moment.
Well, that must have been awesome, Walker. And I was going to ask you that. After the game and after everything is said and done, the game is over, in those quiet moments that you think back and you reflect, scoring that first goal, who do you think about that helped you get to this point? And what do you want to say to them?
Yeah, I just think about back to all the coaches I've had growing up through my youth, and then obviously my college coach, Doug Allison from Furman University. Just thanking them for how they developed me as a player and as a person. And I just really want to thank them for all the hard work that they put in to making me a better person on and off the field.
And what were some of the key words, Walker, that coach really tried to instill in you, especially when things don't go right? We know at the collegiate university level, and even as a pro, there's many ups and downs. How did they tell you to deal with that?
Yeah, so my college coach, he always, whenever he pulled me into his office, he would say, "Walker, you are a leader of men, and I want you to be that way on the field." I mean, he really pushed me as far as my leadership qualities, and so that was a really big thing I took from Coach Allison at Furman.
Now, obviously, you played as a youth, if I'm not mistaken, in the Georgia area. And, I mean, how did that help you as a youngster to get to the next level, collegiate soccer, and then to the pros? Who did you really enjoy playing with as a youth? Was it a youth coach that really helped you as well?
Yeah, I played my whole my youth soccer career at GSA, Gwinnett Soccer Association. And I had two coaches there who really helped me get along. One was Campbell Chapman in my younger years, and then Nuno Patera in my later years. We had a team at GSA that we were together for about 7 or 8 years and had a lot of success going to nationals 3 times. And we actually just lost last summer in the U19 national final that was on Fox Soccer Channel. So we've had a good run at GSA, and I love all my teammates there, and I love the organization.
And how great is it to see that? I'm pretty sure you're in contact and in touch with some of those players still today, that they can keep tabs on you, and I'm pretty sure that they were happy seeing you score your first goal. How great is it to have that type of a family atmosphere?
Oh, it's awesome. I got texts from almost all of them, my old teammates, just congratulating me and wishing me well. And so it was really, really special. It just shows the bond that we had and that it's not over once we stop playing together.
Let's talk about today now with FC Dallas and the wonderful coach that you have. I got to tell you, my heart really went out to your coach up here in Toronto when they lost in that MLS Cup final against Colorado. As Seamus, I mean, he was just a class individual, a class person, and you could see he's down to earth. How have you taken to his liking of coaching on the field, but also away from the field?
Yeah, Coach Schultz is a great coach, and obviously I'm super happy that I was drafted here and that he had the faith in me to draft me to Dallas. And I would say about Schultz is he's more of a student of the game than almost any coach I've ever had or any coach I've ever met. The way he studies film daily, the way he reads books to strengthen his knowledge, it's obviously helping us out on the field, whether it's how he prepares practice or how he coaches us tactically in the games.
Walker, let's talk about playing against Sporting Kansas City. I consider them one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to win it all. I think they're stacked and they have a ton of depth. You look at Zusi, you look at Besler. They're playing on the USA men's national team, and their starters there. How great is it to go up against a team like that when they're firing on all cylinders, and you guys also proved that you could play with the best?
Yeah, they're a great team. A lot of talented individuals, and it was an especially tough challenge for us as they had just come off of 3 weeks of rest, and we'd kind of been having 2 games a week with U.S. Open Cup. And so I think being able to come out and get a result and to come back and show the heart that we did in that game against a very, very top team in the league showed a lot of character and showed a lot of about who FC Dallas is and what we can do on the field.
It had to be something, Walker, to go up against a guy like Claudio Bieler, who I think has been one of the best in MLS this season, and also another guy who's been around a while, as I said, Graham Zusi, who knows the league inside out. 2 of the best in my mind. How was that? Did you have to sometimes say to yourself, wow, I'm going up against 2 of the best in the league here?
Yeah, in the moment I wasn't really thinking about it, but obviously leading up to the game I was like, I just watched these guys play on Tuesday against Honduras on TV and for the national team, and here they are and getting to play against them. So it was fun to kind of use them as a measuring stick of where you want to be and how you want yourself to develop, and it was a great experience getting to play against such talented people.
To me, Walker, I think you have one of the best, if not the best midfielder in MLS in David Ferreira. This guy is a magician with the ball. He really has great vision. What are you learning from a guy like this on a daily basis in the practices and also in the games?
Yeah, David is, the reason he is such a special player is he just keeps the ball. It's very hard to take the ball off of him in practice. He uses his body so well to draw a lot of fouls, and obviously he's great from set pieces with some excellent delivery. So he's just a class act. He's been around for a while, and he's our team captain this year. And so we all feed off of him and his play, and he really makes a big impact on the field.
Walker, you made a great statement there, and I want to expand on that. You said he keeps the ball. I've worked in soccer, I've played, and now I have 2 kids of my own here up in Canada, and I see it still in the US of A. Too many kids like to still be, playing the kick and run style, and many coaches have to be blamed for that. What I love is when you get that Central American, that South American, that European player, they love to keep the ball. What should we start doing at that youth level in North America, Walker, to train these kids to relax, control, vision, and be calm with the ball?
Mm-hmm. What's great is my coach growing up in the youth system, Nino Patera, he emphasized when we were 13 or 14 that he could care less about winning the games. He cared more about how we were playing as a team and how we could keep the ball and have possession and play, what we call beautiful soccer. And so I think it was great for me to learn from a guy like that, when you're young, I think winning is less of an issue, and it's more about the development of the player and to teach them how to play the game in a better way. And so I think that's something we can implement is just really encourage the possession-oriented game and allow kids to be creative with the ball at their feet and kind of focus less on the results at a very young age.
Walker, who has been the team that has given you guys early on this year the toughest challenge, the toughest battle?
I look at the Portland games. We tied 1-1 here at home, and then we just came off a loss to them 1-0. And both of those games were just extremely close, well-played games with possession, with all the excitement that you could want. A lot of good goalkeeping in those games. And so it's going to be fun. We get to play them tomorrow night in the Open Cup for the 3rd time this season, and hopefully we can pull out the win against a very good Portland side.
It's funny you mentioned Portland, Walker. I had Will Johnson out of the Portland Timbers on my show Friday night, and we talked about all the guys that came from different clubs and really have meshed in as to one of the contenders as well and the surprise teams early on. And you also got to love it, Walker, when you go and play in Portland, the atmosphere that it really has there.
Yeah, Portland has one of the best atmospheres in the league. Them and Seattle obviously get the most fans, and it's truly special when you play at stadiums like that where the cities are extremely passionate about their soccer team. And it's been really good to see here in Frisco at FC Dallas Stadium the amount of fans we've had each week due to the success due to summertime and kids are out of school, we've gotten a lot more fans each and every week, and so I think that can be attributed to our success as a team.
Now, who's the real jokester on the team, Walker? From following him on Twitter, it seems to be George John. Am I far off by that?
You are not far off by that. George is a great guy, and he's the one who will just show up at a hotel on an away trip with a Nerf gun and just shoot it right in your face.
But you see, this is what you also need on a team, Walker. I've been around a lot of teams, is you need a guy that's serious, you need a veteran to go with the rookie, and you need a jokester like a George John is, because the season is long, the travel is hard, and these are guys, Walker, it's safe to say, young guys like you, that probably, when you need some advice or when you need someone to talk to on the road, I'm pretty safe to say that these are the type of guys you look to talk to.
Yeah, absolutely. George is not only is he becoming a veteran in this league, and he's a great player, but he definitely knows how to keep it relaxed off the field and on the road, and really just is great for the team. That mentality that he brings to just kind of relax a little bit and have some fun and keep guys upbeat.
Walker, just before we let you go, we really appreciate your time, but I still want to get your thoughts, your opinions, again, at some grassroots level. Especially here in North America, you see a lot of academies taking place, obviously youth clubs, and kids and parents have decisions to make, whether to put them in a youth club or an academy. Many say that the academies are expensive, but they bring a lot more to the table. I'd love to get your thoughts on, academies versus club, especially in, you growing up.
Yeah, I grew up and I played club soccer, and I did not do academy on my path. I think that obviously worked out for me. I got seen by college coaches. The experience was for me, that's what I say. And also, I think in this kind of day and age, soccer is changing a little bit, and I think the academy system is growing stronger. And I think there are more college coaches that are looking at academy players, academy teams. Certainly, finances is an issue. So I think you can have success. But I think the academy system seems to be the way that U.S. soccer and college recruiting is starting to lean towards too.
Walker, just before we let you go, because you're breaking up, I want you to give some advice out there to that young boy or even that young girl that wants to live and aspire to be like Walker Zimmerman, to be a pro player, whether in MLS or in Europe. But also, I want you to give them some advice from away from the field, because today we see kids are in, computers and social media and what have you, and sometimes they're caught in situations that they really shouldn't be caught in. What type of advice would you like to give them, Walker?
Yeah, I would just say don't ever give up on your dreams and work at something with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, and all your strength, and that'll take you places.
And also, Walker, what would you like to say to some of these kids out there that unfortunately, we hear it a lot of times today that they get bullied, some of the kids at school, even on their soccer team, and it ends up in some ways in tragedies. What would you want to say to those kids that are really, in a situation like that?
Yeah, well, you look at the golden rule: treat others as you would like to be treated, and I think that can go soccer team. So be the teammate that you would want one of your friends to be. And so I think that is something that you treat others like you want to be treated on your soccer team, and I think that'll take care of a lot of the bullying.
Well said, Walker Zimmerman of FC Dallas. You're a class act on the field, but I think you're more of a gentleman off the field. And look, we wish you nothing but success for your career, but also with FC Dallas. We'll get you on again as you make that stretch run into the playoffs. We hope deep. And again, congratulations on that first goal, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you on. There he is, Walker Zimmerman of FC Dallas, scored his first goal, and you could hear it in his voice. He sounds like a humble kid, a kid that comes from a background, a family that really cares, and you could hear it in his voice that he, I'm pretty sure, will give back a ton to the community. Walker Zimmerman of FC Dallas. We'll take a quick commercial break, and then coming back, we're going out west to Edmonton and speak with Steve Sander and talk to him about Canada's men's national team roster for the Gold Cup. Stay tuned right here on Red Card.